everybody, welcome back. For math this week, we are focusing on the number line. The number line is a very powerful way for your student to begin to have number sense, having a visual and a way of understanding what numbers are more, what numbers are less, what numbers, how they are in relation to each other. So this is a really important lesson, and we're going to be continuing to use the number line as we go forward. So here are the things that we're going to practice today. We're going to look at using our yardstick and our rainbow tiles. We're going to be doing some other activities with the yardstick, with the marker. We're going to be revisiting with our coins on the number line. I know that the math with the money math was a little tough for some people, and I expected that, but we're just going to keep revisiting some of these subjects that have been a little bit over their heads and just help them try to integrate this material in a variety of different ways. So we'll be doing a little bit of money work. We're going to be using our clothespins. We're going to be using our dry erase number line. We're going to be starting to use the calculator. They all got a calculator in their learning kit, so they're going to be using their calculators today. We're going to be using Play-Doh and paint and masking tape to make some number lines, okay? So let's go ahead and get started. As far as the yardstick and the rainbow tiles, we actually did a little bit of this for our first week of academics. So we're going to go ahead and revisit a couple of those activities and then add a couple more as well. So for starters, we're just focusing on to 30 with our yardstick. We're using our inches, not our centimeters. They're going to begin by just counting to 30 and putting their tiles on in any kind of order. And they're counting out loud as they put on their tiles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, etc. all the way to 30. Now you can use one of the pages from the math. It just has a bunch of different addition and subtraction problems written out. Or you could use your dice to do, or cards for a number generator. And let's say my problem is 2 plus 4. We are always going to start with the big number. We really need to start emphasizing what is the bigger number and then counting on, okay? So that is the language that we're going to be using. If I got a 2 and a 4, I would start with 4, and I would put 4 of one color and 2 of the other color. So, and they're going to be counting the tiles. They're also going to be starting from the higher number and counting up. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Also, 4 plus 2 is 6, okay? So that is the way we're using our number tile, our rainbow tiles with our yardstick number line. For subtraction, if it's 5, we're going to be putting 5. And you're going to take away 4, so 1, 2, 3, 4, take away, and how many do you have left? So addition and subtraction on the number line with rainbow tiles. You're going to need some printer paper for this next one. So what they're doing is, I'll show you how to do this. You're going to be making 2 of these that they're going to create their own number line with the printer paper. Let me show you how that looks. So they're just going to start by taping 3 pieces of printer paper together with some tape and then turning it over so the tape part is on the bottom. They're going to put their yardstick about 2 inches from the bottom, and they are going to trace the yardstick and make a nice straight line all the way to 30. And then they're going to be making their marks as they're going to line up the big lines for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. So they're making their little markings, and then after that, then they write the numbers on the bottom to 30. So that's a really good practice for them. You can start by highlighting if they need that. And they have their number line here. So what they're going to do, it should look like that. So let's say the problem is 5 plus 1. So you're going to be needing your markers. So this one is printer paper and markers. So you're going to have them choose one color for each number. And always starting with the higher number, which is 5. So I'm going to go from 0 to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm making my little jumps here from one to the next, okay? And then one more in a different color. Okay, and then they get to 6. Okay, and they're going to keep doing that, and what's going to happen is they're going to start to see some designs show up. So let's see what we would do next. Let's do another one, 4 plus 4. So I'm going to use another different color. I think I'm going to use orange for this one. I'm going to start with 0, and I'm going to go up 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going above that one. And then 4 more in a different color. 1, 2, 3, 4. And they get to 8. And they keep going, doing 5 or 6 or 7 in a row. Is about the right amount of time for them to do these activities. So we have 5 plus 4 now. Why don't I use my green? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 4 more. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then they get to 9. Okay. So that is one activity that they'll be doing with their yardstick number lines. Another thing you can do is we're going to be looking at coins again. So they're going to be taking out their yardstick and their coins. And you're going to be making the value of those coins with the number line. So we start out with 1 on 1, okay? 2 on 2, you're going to stack them. You can either stack them up or you can try stacking them on top of each other, which is a little bit trickier, but a little challenge for them. So choose one way or the other and stick with it. So for this one, I'm going to just be making my rows, 3 pennies, 4 pennies, and then for 5, they're going to make the pennies as well. And this one, you don't have to go all the way up to 30 for this. Let's stop at 20 for money, okay? I'm sorry, 25. Let's stop at 25. So that's 5, but you're also going to show another way of making 5. And that would be with the nickel. And so you would put your nickel on top of that. That is either 5 pennies, and then put a nickel on top. That's the same thing. And then when we start getting into 9s and 10s, they're going to do the penny value, and then you can start showing them when you get to 10, that would be, you can do the penny value. You can also put 2 nickels together like this as one way, and a dime. So those are all different things that they can do to show that the coins are along the number line as well. So they can start to get a visual of the values of those coins in this way. So they can be starting to do the trading in too. So if you have 10 pennies lined up, which is one way to make 10, you can say, we're going to trade these in for 2 nickels, 5, 10, or 1 dime. Okay, so they can always show it with the pennies and then with the various other combinations. Once they put their coins down, you can do these exercises with them. Okay, so just a revisit of money with the number line, which is just a great visual for them to start to understand that more. Another one is, this is good for the hand strength. We're using the yardstick number line, and we're using a couple of our clothespins that you got in your sensory kit. This is really good for their finger strength. So you roll the dice, or pick a card, or just pick a problem from your math packet. I have a bunch of addition and subtraction sheets in there. So I would start with the bigger number. I got a 4 and a 3, so I'm going to put my 4 here. I'm going to put my my clothespin there, and then I'm going to count up 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think I had a 4 and a 9, so 4 there. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and there's your answer. So you're starting with the one number, and then you're counting up, and then putting the yardstick, putting the clothespin on that one. So this is just a nice little visual for them. Another thing you can do with the with these is you can use your marker, and you can put the number here. You can put a 1 here. You can put your 2. You can label your clothespins with the numbers up to 10, just like this, and then you can have them. You can mix them up, and then the challenge is for them to put the number along the corresponding number on the yardstick. Okay, so these clothespins are in your sensory kit, good for hand strength. And you can label from 1 to 10 on these, and then they can identify the same number on their yardstick. Okay, so this can be number identification, an order of numbers, and it can also be some simple addition and subtraction using the clothespins. Okay. Everyone should have also gotten one of these dry erase number lines in their learning kit. These are nice because it's all dry erase, and everybody got a few different colors of dry erase marker. So you can do a variety of different things. So you can start with your 6 and 1. Okay, so I'm going to just use my counters to go to 6. I leap there, and I put a little dot right there, and then 1 more to 7. And so you're doing your leaps on the dry erase marker number line. And you're also just doing some counting exercises. So they may just need to make a little colored dot on each number as they count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. Okay? So they can either be doing the leaping one or just counting. You can go back and do a little revisit of skip counting and patterns as well with the dry erase markers and this nice little dry erase marker number line. You can do patterns. You can start by doing 2s. So 1 and 2 would be colored with the dot up above. You can be skip counting that way and putting the colors on like that. You can do skip counting by 2s. You can do skip counting by 5s, 5 in a row, and so on, and 10 and 30 from our skip counting. And they can be also making some different patterns. So let's say your pattern is A, B, A, B. It's always a good warm-up, starting with a very simple one. You can also go around the group and we might have each kid roll the dice, and then we put that number of dots on the number line, and then let's say somebody starts out by rolling 5. So we put 5 here and doing it in they're gonna stay with that person's color. So that's maybe that one kid. 2, somebody else is gonna be 2. And you put whatever color, you're gonna stay with that color. And then if it's another person, they roll, and we got 4. Okay, and they're going to be saying 5 plus 2 equals 11. They can also be challenged to continue the pattern. So we had 5, 2, 4. So they're going to do that again using the same color for the 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And what was the next thing in the pattern? So and so had 2, so we have to do 2 next. And then the last person rolled 4, so we're going to do 4 next in the same color. 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. Okay, so skip counting with the different colors. We're doing addition and subtraction with the different colors. We're doing a series of skip counting, 2s, 5s, and 10s. And then we're doing random pattern making that they have to repeat using the same colors. So there's a lot of fun things with this dry erase number line and your dry erase markers. So let's say we are working with our yardstick number line and we're working with our tiles. We're starting to incorporate the use of a calculator. So everyone got one of these little calculators in their learning kit. So this is just a great life skill. It's really good for hand-eye coordination, and the kids love using these. So you would add the calculator component with that. So let's just say our problem was 6 plus 1. I'm going to use 6 first. I'm counting up. 6 is the higher number. Let's say I get 6 plus 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm doing 6 in green and then one more in red, let's say. So you're going to say 6 plus 1 is 7, and then you're going to check it with your calculator. So 6 plus 1 equals 7, and they love that. You need to check that with your calculator, all right? So you can incorporate the this little calculator for all of these exercises as a way to say, all right, you need to check your work. Let's see if it shows up right with your calculator. So another thing we can do on a little bit more on the sensory input side of things is they can take their Play-Doh or their modeling clay, and they're going to be making 30 little balls. They can just be about this big, but they're practicing rolling those and putting those on the numbers. Let's make them even smaller. I think this is the better size. So 1, 2, and they're going to be counting and putting their little blobs, clay blobs, on the numbers, all the way to 30. And then they're going to count. They can count then again, once they have all their balls lined up like that, they can use their thumb as a way to count up. So we have, let's say our problem was 4 plus 2. So I would have my little blobs here. So 6 I have. And the first one is 4 plus 2. So they're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 plus 2 more equals 6, okay? They're using their senses, they're using their movement, they're counting by making the balls and putting them along the line. They're squishing them as they count them, okay? So that is a great exercise. You can have them just like remake, you could have them do it all the way along and then squish their way to the end. You can remake your little balls and do little addition and subtraction problems. You know, so 1, 2, 3 plus 3 is 1, 2, 3, 6. So it's just another way of using their senses to internalize all this material. Another fun one is, so with another piece of 3 pieces of printer paper, you're going to again have them make a number line. So you're going to tape 3 more pieces together of the printer paper, and then on the other side, they're going to put down their number line again and draw a nice straight line from 1 to 30. They're going to mark it. This is all with a nice colorful marker. They're going to trace, they're going to mark the markations, and then they're going to write the numbers. You can help them with the highlighter if you need to, or just pencil, and then they can trace. And then they can use their tempera and their Q-tips. I had to get more Q-tips, I was running out, but Q-tips are just a great thing to have lying around. So Q-tips and your little tempera set, and you're going to have a little palette like that. So you have 1 Q-tip per color, and then they are doing their numbers. So they're going to just do 1 for 1, 2 for 2, and stay with that same color for the different numbers. So 3 would be 3 yellows, and you do 4, 4, and so on. think there's something really satisfying about making these little dots like this. So this is going to keep going all the way up. When it starts to get into the higher numbers, you might have to double it. But just do the best you can. And if you have to keep going all the way back around the other way, that's fine too. It's just a great way for them to get a visual of what the numbers mean in relation to each other, and developing number sense, and having fun with color. Okay, so that is your other handmade number line. And then finally, you can take your masking tape and you can do this on the hardwood floor or on the table, and you're going to be making, this is an older one, I need to get my other, everyone should have the masking tape from their sensory kit. This one is an older one, so it doesn't peel quite as easily. So basically you're going to make a nice line all the way along. My tape is not cooperating with me. So you're going to just make a nice, you're going to trace along here, you're going to make a nice strip of tape to 30, and then they are going to again use a marker to write their numbers. And then you have that on the floor or on the table, and you can do a few little addition and subtraction activities with your masking tape number line. All right, it's all about number lines this week, and I hope you guys enjoy it, and good luck.